Interrompemos esse podcast para perguntar: quem você quer ser?
Designer, engenheira,
pedagoga,
administrador.
Quer saber? O Senac EAD é nota máxima no MEC. Tem cursos de diversas áreas, com conteúdo elaborado por especialistas do mercado e professores mestres e doutores. Ainda tem o Senac Carreiras, conectando estudantes a vagas de emprego em todo o país. Saiba mais em ead.senac.br/graduação.
Sair da escola já com uma formação profissional no currículo? Parece bom demais pra ser verdade, né? Pois é. No ensino técnico do Senac, isso é possível. É ensino médio junto com formação técnica, que acontece durante os 3 anos. Lá, eles usam metodologia para projetos, desenvolvendo competências como resolução de problemas, pensamento crítico e colaboração, além de valores éticos e sustentáveis. Quer saber? Senac. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino médio e saiba mais.
Não é tempo técnico, mas é intervalo aqui no podcast. Já imaginou se seu time tivesse um seguro para não perder nunca? Pois é, isso não existe. Mas com a Zurich Seguros, quem não perde nunca é você. Na Zurich Seguros, os planos se adequam às suas necessidades em qualquer momento da sua vida. Seja seguro de auto, residência, vida e muito mais. Diferente de alguns times, na Zurich Seguros você pode confiar. Para saber mais, acesse zurich.com.br ou consulte seu corretor.
Enquanto você escuta seu podcast favorito, que tal dar uma olhada nos looks da Riachuelo para as festas de fim de ano? Brilhos, transparências, vestidos, conjuntos, temos tudo para todos os eventos. Aqui, toda festa começa com look.
Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles right here, the Eagles Pinpole Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stifler, your host. You can find me on all social media platforms at Beard A Knowledge. I'd greatly appreciate a follow. And hosting Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30. The link to today's show is in the description down below. Just copy and paste that. And come check it out live. To have your opinions heard. And boy, I have no idea how I'm going to get through under 10 minutes. I don't know what I'm going to talk about today because when I'm recording this on Monday night, it's Tuesday morning when you're listening to it. When I'm recording this Monday night, a little after 8:30 p.m., it's a little after the shocking, breaking news, comments, whatever you want to call them, from Brandon Graham on his WIP Monday night show. And for those that don't know, that live under a rock, that aren't on social media, not listening to WIP or anything else, just listen to the Pinpole Podcast Network, Brandon Graham went on his show and basically, we're going to go over the quotes specifically in a second, basically told the world that A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts have an issue, that have some kind of beef, some kind of problem between the two of them. And let's just dive right into the quotes from it. First and foremost, the quote that WIP is sharing, which I'm going to give you the full context in a second, is I know 1 is trying and 11 could be better with how he responds to things. They were friends, but things have changed. Wow. So basically, Brandon Graham has admitted something that we didn't know, that A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are not friends anymore. Friends for their life, for ages, not friends anymore. A little bit more context, a little bit more detail. The person that's complaining needs to be accountable. And I'm not just being honest. This is Brandon Graham talking. He, talking about A.J. Brown, knows this. I don't know the whole story, but I know that Jalen Hurts is trying and that A.J. could be a little better with how he responds to things. They were friends before this. It's like, man, but things have changed. I understand that because life happens. It's the business side that we have to make sure the personal don't get in the way of the business. He continues on and on about that there. So obviously something happened behind the scenes. Something happened at some point. If you read between the tea leaves, not just recently, that Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have not been super tight for a lot longer than we realize. Brandon Graham continues on in the interview or the show and talks about it's difficult because you don't hold yourself accountable. There's nothing I can do anyway. We all have to be accountable for our actions and what we do. Some people are going to stand and double down, whatever they do. Okay, I get it. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. When we got stuff in-house and we are winning, It's not a good look for the person complaining when you ain't complaining to the right person. Basically calling A.J. Brown out for talking publicly about his concerns with the passing offense, despite the fact that the Eagles are winning hand over foot 9 games in a row, and complaining about it. I'm going to be that man. I'm not going to the media. I'm not acting a certain way. He continues on saying, Brandon Graham, you got to take ego out of it. It's team. It's all about team, and that's all I'm saying. Don't let our expectations and us not meeting it make you react the way you react. If you've got a problem, go talk to that man. Go talk to your people. Get it off your chest, but don't do it to the media. First and foremost, it's kind of ironic that Brandon Graham is complaining about A.J. Brown's reactions to the media, in the media, to the media himself. And this is fairly new news. This is less than 2 hours old when I'm talking about this, and I haven't fully wrapped my head around the entire scenario. First and foremost, Brandon Graham, Eagles legend. We know that. Leader of this team. We know that. Big loss when he went down with the season-ending injury. Get all that. I want to say first and foremost, I'm not sure I entirely like Brandon Graham speaking about this in the media. Maybe he feels like the team needed the wake-up call. Maybe he's using this as his way. Maybe he has tried to address it privately, and it hasn't worked out. So he's using his influence in the media to get the opinion across. But this is a serious wake-up call for this team. And again, I'm not sure I agree with Brandon Graham's strategy here, because this team has won 9 games in a row. This team is on the precipice of something special. They have a running back in Saquon Barkley that is on pace to break Eric Dickerson's all-time single-season rushing record. They got a defense that's on pace to be the best defense in Eagles history, potentially statistically speaking. They have a chance in front of them they've already clinched their playoff spot, win the division, and face Detroit for the rights to play in the Super Bowl. And we all saw a quarterback wide receiver, beef go sour in Philadelphia very fast not too long ago. Obviously, Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens, who are in the media today before all this happened, beefing with each other. It's another whole subject. But this can spiral a team out of control. And the reason why I'm questioning Brandon Graham, because now, instead of the questions this week being about the passing game, about being the Steelers, about this or that, X's and O's, every single coach from here on out this week, every single player interview from here on out this week is going to be asked questions about what Brandon Graham said. Every person is going to be asked questions about the relationship between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts, when he speaks normally on Wednesday and Friday, will be asked multiple times about him and A.J. Brown, not just on the field, but off the field as well. And Brandon Graham saying 1 is trying, 11 could be better, is telling me that Jalen Hurts is trying to keep this team together. A.J. Brown's ego might be getting in the way a little bit. And I'm not taking sides. If anything, the only side I'm taking is anti-Brandon Graham at this initial reactionary part of this situation. But I still do not see a clean ending based off of history in this situation. Now, I do believe Jalen Hurts, the leader, the man, will try his damnedest to do whatever he can to make sure fences are mended enough that business is business, winning is winning, and that is the only thing that matters. And the team is bigger than one individual relationship that he has. And I think that's something there that we got to lean into and hope and find some narrative there that Jalen Hurts is going to be that leader and try his best to go to A.J. Brown and be like, look, me and you, we don't see eye to eye. Me and you, we got our issues. But look, this team, it's all about winning. We all want this Super Bowl. Let's just put it aside. Yeah, I mean, this offense is not geared to passing right now. Now, hearing about all these beefs makes you wonder about some of the ignoring of A.J. Brown in the passing game in clear, open situations, like the early pass deep that could have gone to him and Jalen Hurts checked it down, Jahan Dotson, whatever. But I have to have faith that Jalen Hurts will not let any of his ego get in the way of trying to mend this fence at the very least for the rest of this season. Problem is, this is the kind of distraction that can fracture a team. Brandon Graham's comments can fracture a team. I'm sure there's people in that locker room that have A.J. Brown's back more than Jalen Hurts, just like Brandon Graham seems to have Jalen Hurts' back more than A.J. Brown. Brandon Graham has, always taken the side of the quarterback. He did in the Carson Wentz situations as well. Another whole subject. But, I have to hope that what I've stood up for, the leadership of Jalen Hurts, will come through in the end here and bring this team back together. Again, this is just the initial. And later today, Brandon Graham, I'm sure, will speak on the radio, will speak on social media. I don't even know if he knows how much it's blowing up at this point. But I'm sure he's going to address it more. I'm sure he's going to backtrack a little bit, going to try to tweak the words he said. But this is a serious situation, Eagles Nation, and something you have to look forward to. I had 2.5 pages of notes of other things to talk about today. But this is obviously the thing that everybody needs to know about, the thing that everybody's got to hear. And the main question is, was Brandon Graham right in putting this information out there to the public? Again, I don't think he was, but we'll see. Time will tell. Guys, this was a very quick, long, interesting, curious Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. Check out Trend in the AM at 8 a.m. through 9:30 live. I'm going to be taking everyone's opinions on the link down below in the description on this very topic, along with other Eagles-related topics on the show on Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network. So make sure you tune in, guys. And as always, go Birds, and bubbles up to you.